All right, people. Let's get back to this. This is episode 22,
Oh
and
shit!
I'm
What
going to
was this?
start with a very unfortunate anniversary of the great legend Kobe Bryant passing away with
Oh,
his daughter and all the other people
Gianna.
Black Mamba.
in the helicopter crash. So there was a lot of tributes on sports shows, news shows about the tragic events. So I want to bring it up, but to kind of have like a more joyful twist to these tragic
Mm-hmm.
events. So in today's episode, what I'd like to do is not only kind of go through what your thoughts of the great Kobe Bryant, but also where does he rank in your top five of any sports figures, right? Whether it be basketball, football, anything, right? So, obviously, the 90s were the thing for me when we were watching basketball, the Knicks, yeah. I'm a Nets fan, but hey, I'm gonna say proudly, I'm an NJ Nets fan, Brooklyn Nets
Say
fan.
that. Say that.
All right. And then,
Right.
listen, they're coming up now,
They're
but
doing pretty good.
back in the 90s, it was the Bulls, the Knicks, the
Houston,
Pacers,
Pacers.
Lakers, all
Yep,
of
yep.
those guys, right? And so
Celtics.
let's go back to that time. And I wanna get your sense on who do you think out of all those greats, there's LeBron versus Jordan, Kobe versus Jordan, Kobe versus LeBron. Like, who in your mind nowadays, you want to look at the NBA of today versus the NBA of yesterday, the Patrick Ewing, the Olajuwons, the Oakleys, all these guys battling hard versus today. Like, who would you pick? And I'm going to go through different categories. So I'm going to start with your number one center. Now, let's not go back all the way to the 60s because, we know
Oh,
but let's just keep it to the era that we kind of grew up in. I think it's the late 80s, 90s, all the way to the top, right? So let's to today. So let's look at that period and say, okay, and I have a debate, right? I want to start with centers, right? Who is the center for you, Manny?
Shaq, man. Shaq is a monster. Shaq dominated the
Mm,
center. There was no force to be reckoned with when Shaq was there. This kid came in, I think he was like 22, 23 in Orlando. He was a beast. And it wasn't long before he was recognized as one of the most dominant forces. And he came in letting you know that he was a monster. Shaquille O'Neal for me.
okay, I'm glad you brought that up because my man, or my country, not my country, but my continent, Mr. Olajuwon, right? Who schooled your boy when they went to the finals, right? All right. So it was, your man Shaq was all muscle and all beast. And Mr. Olajuwon was definitely finesse,
Skill,
tactics, and skills. So you could
agile.
see at that time while he basically schooled him. So yes, so my man
Yeah.
is Olajuwon, right? So let's Charlie,
Wait, let me wait.
Eddie
Let
will
me
jump
answer. You
in.
can't throw that in there just to keep it moving. You know I'm
I
gonna
threw the
fight you
grenade.
back. You
You
know, right?
damn
He
right
said,
I'm gonna
yeah,
move
he
on.
schooled
You
him.
damn right I'm gonna move on.
He might have schooled him in the early stages, but down the line, I mean, I guess also Elijah was on the way out, on his way out. But ultimately, Shaq's skill stepped up, and then you already know the story. But yeah, I take my hats off. Elijah one is a beast, and I love to watch his flow and for a guy that size to move the way he did, it was amazing. So yeah, I give
Let
him
me ask you
props,
this
obviously.
though. So okay, so guess what?
Yeah.
So Olajuwon is still relevant nowadays because he's
Mhm.
still working out with these youngins,
Sure.
and they go to him. Now, I'm not trying to be biased or anything else. I don't know if it's the same story with Shaq, who is also mentoring new guys coming in.
Mhm.
I haven't seen anything. They could be out there, but I haven't seen anything. But
Yeah.
I know that, for example, I know they I think Gianna what's the guy? Antetokounmpo, right? All these
Okay.
other guys, KG, Kevin Garnett,
Yeah.
they had, a few sessions with Olajuwon. He's still somewhat relevant, but that's what I wanted to say. All right, so I don't want to delay everything else. I want to hear my man Chuck.
Man,
Who's your center?
well, because I was gonna say Olajuwon as well. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, because he just had that presence down there to where, because there was some dudes that was bigger than him, but he had that presence to where he'd get you down there, he'd let you back him down, then he'd post you up and turn around, get your shit out of there like that. Olajuwon was a beast. He was physical. He was never in your face. His game played, showed all his emotion, showed like, I don't need to be all in your face. I'm just going to, get you out of here. So
back to back.
No,
And
definitely
yo, come on. Who's yours?
So, I honestly I was gonna say Olajuwon for different reasons, but I'm gonna pick somebody else just for the sake of, and I'm gonna tell you why. The level of any game is the level of expertise depending on the people around you. And that's what players kind of feed off of, right? A center back then is a whole different center than they are today. I like the center that not only played well, right? And let me just talk about Olajuwon. Olajuwon he's just a whole different entity because basketball wasn't even his first sport. It was soccer. He was nice with his feet. I mean, this guy is almost 7 feet tall.
That's crazy.
Moving with his feet the way he moves. So then think about his height, his strength, his agility, his mindset, his genius mindset. And while these big guys are just making 1-2 steps because of their size, he's dancing on everybody there. Defense, right? And that wakes up the whole team. If he's on, everybody's on. We can't say that about every center, even though that's what we want from every center. If the center's running, everybody's running. Don't tell me you got a 7'2" dude and he's running down the court and you're not going to pass him the ball.
He made Ralph Sampson better.
I mean, that guy was just a whole different person. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to say this. Because you guys picked him, I want to go ahead and go against the grain a little bit. I'm going to say Patrick Ewing.
Oh, come on, man.
You know why? Because
Pat
because he was a public enemy and he was the Knicks in that time. He held down a lot. I mean, think about he wasn't the most skillful. He wasn't. I was
watching every Knicks.
He brought a lot to the game.
Yes, I was.
He brought a lot to the game when he was in Georgetown.
Fadeaway.
The Four Horsemen. He was a whole different beast.
He blew up that layup.
Step one.
He blew up that layup though. He on that layup and he looked at the board like, no, you messed up that layup.
Yeah. He did mess up the layup, but you know what, man? I'll tell you this. He definitely took the Knicks to where they were.
Yeah.
Because that was a true team that did revolve around that center.
Correct.
And when he was on, they were all on, to be honest,
Yeah.
And he bought that New York. He was real New York.
He did.
He bought that, so he wasn't the best, but but that's my dude right there, man. He gave
us
some good games, man.
Yeah, man. Even on the West Coast, man, we see Patrick Ewing playing like, look at this big beast.
I love it, yo.
He's a big old beast.
I love it. I love the energy. Let's move on. Let's keep it moving. All right. So we need centers, right? So if let me do a quick recap. All right, we got Shaq, and then 2 Olajuwons and Patrick Ewing just to throw him in there. Okay, I got you.
All right, but remember, you start off with Kobe, so you got
no.
I'm
bringing it back. Centers. I'm going by positions, right?
All right.
Now, strong forward, right? Your strong forward. Like I'll give you an example, like Karl Malone, right? Xavier McDaniel. I don't know about that, but my strong forward around that time, man. Wow, it would have to be. I don't know. I don't think it was strong forward. I think it was number 2 on the team, Scottie Pippen. He was, Scottie, Mr. Pip.
Yeah, he was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Scottie Pippen.
Very humble beginnings, right?
Okay.
And then he had a lot on his shoulders when Jordan, left the scene. Everybody's looking at him. And,
but even when Jordan was there, though, he was still like he was number 2, and Jordan needed Pippen. Whether he knew it or not, Jordan needed Pippen because Jordan needed someone, when that could clean up his little shady fuck ups or something like that.
Jordan was on a different plateau, man. He was on a completely different plateau,
but
man.
so
That
was
guy could
Scotty.
switch it on and off.
But so was Scotty though, because Scotty, remember, he was in high school. He got heavily recruited. The dude,
Who, Pippen? No, he went to Arkansas.
Yeah. So
he was in Arkansas, but then after that, it was a gamble on Chicago to find. So what I would say is whoever was the recruiter did a hell of a job at that time to go and find this diamond in the rough, honestly, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the episode, but man, when they were talking about Scottie Pippen and his upbringing, that what happened to his his father and his brother, oof, man, and his contract wasn't, it was he never had the millions like anybody expect, but homeboy played, and that's why I respect him. Listen, I remember when I was still in back home, it was Jordan and Pippen to me, right? But Pippen to me would be my guy I would have as my strong forward.
They said that he didn't get his biggest contract until he got to Portland.
Yeah.
When he went to the Trailblazers, I think he got something like $106 million or something like that.
Wow.
That was his largest contract throughout his career. He went to Bulls after all the titles he won.
He went to Houston and all that. Yeah.
But he went to Portland. They gave him his biggest contract. I think it was 1.6 or something like that.
Let's keep it going. So Eddie, you were last. Now you're going to go next. Who's your strong forward? Again, the 90s to today, right?
Wow.
So I'm not gonna front till today. So I'm not gonna front. I did research only because you always forget people. But
yeah,
you got Kevin Garnett. Even isn't LeBron James a power forward? He's in there, right? He's right.
Yep.
LeBron James is another. Tim Duncan. Remember Tim Duncan? So I'm not gonna put LeBron in. LeBron's been playing for a good 12 years.
Yeah,
right? 11 years.
Is it 12 years or more?
20 plus.
LeBron. We can put him with the old and the new.
No, LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron played with Jordan.
No,
he played against Jordan, right?
He's going on 17 years.
17.
I think he's up there. Not 12. He's up there. He's up there.
Nowitzki's another one.
Kobe did 20.
Kobe did 20.
Yeah.
Kobe did 20 years.
He's on some. Yeah.
Yeah, LeBron he's a different. I mean, we're picking from anywhere. Man, there's some great players, but I'm gonna
Rasheed Wallace was the man for me.
Really?
Two-time All-Star, man. It's a beast, man. Don't sleep. I wasn't his fan.
How about Horace Grant?
What?
Horace Grant, he got like 13 rings.
That was like a horse, man. That guy never stopped.
He got like 13 rings. They just switched him only playoff time and championship time. He would just be a free agent.
But all right. So okay.
Sean Kemp.
Latrell Sprewell.
Ooh. Did you just come to the Knicks?
Hold on.
After he
played with Ewing too.
He did.
Latrell was a beast.
Latrell was a beast. Yeah, man.
I mean, he got into a fist fight with anybody.
Somebody said Sean Kemp. Somebody said Sean Kemp.
What?
Sean Kemp was.
Sean Kemp. He was all right. So, come on, man. This dude had spectacular dunks.
Yeah.
He was playing with Gary Payton, right? One of the ultimate, great, point guards.
Yep.
But now again, when he went to Cleveland, and I know after a while, I think Peyton made him who he was in Seattle, right? He set him up nice. The team was winning.
The chemistry has to be there. Yeah.
Yeah. So the chemistry has to be there. You got to be on a winning team, because if you're on a losing team, nobody's really going to pay attention to you that much, I think. Right. And that's the sad part, right? You're not going to get the airtime. You're not going to, you're not going to get the visibility. But like Sean Kemp, I think Gary Payton had a big say in Sean Kemp's. The athleticism that he had, definitely. But dude, Seattle, it wasn't because of just Sean Kemp. It was Gary Payton.
No, and I'm not saying that, but you're talking about the presence.
Yeah, but I'm saying, so when he went to Cleveland, he wasn't the star, even though it was later in his years. But at the end of the day, so let me refine the question.
Would you say Sean Kemp for the greatest dunkers, maybe? Because he was a dunker too, right?
No.
Sean Kemp wasn't a good dunker.
Wow.
No, he's a he, no,
So
no,
which one
he's
would you put him under, right? Would you put him as the favorite power forward, or would you put him under
Right.
the dunker,
a
right?
dunker?
I would put
So,
him
let-
on the
so let
dunker
me
side, but
let me throw this name out.
Chris Webber.
Detlef Shrimp.
what?
He used to play. He used to play for the Supersonics.
Come on now. Come on
Yeah,
now.
but he played. That was back in.
Come on
the
now. Did
90s.
somebody
was
just
in the
knock you on your head?
Dude,
Are you serious?
you
Chris
don't think
Webber.
what?
Detlef Shrimp. I know who he
Yes.
is.
Yes.
He's the one with the
He
Twitch.
was. You think he was like a super force on any team?
He carried the team.
For Seattle.
Nah.
Dude, he played with Peyton. He
Mm,
played with Kemp. He did.
mm.
Might as well say
Dude.
Charles Smith.
Dude,
Mm.
if
Kemp.
if there was a
Can't even
pickup
lay it out,
game,
lay it out.
if there was a pickup game and Detlef Shrimp was there,
Yeah.
He'd be on my team. I put him on my team.
not me. Not me. Mm-mm.
I mean, if he was
All right.
there,
That's what that's
Fine,
what
he
the,
could
the
play.
discussion's for. The
if he was
discussion is
there,
because
fine, he could
everybody
play. We
feels
need
certain
another
way,
person.
right?
All right. I'm sorry. Get too personal there.
Yeah.
Come
Let's
on,
bring it
bring us
Let's
back.
it
Bring us back.
Let's
Next
bring it
question.
back.
Let's
All
go.
right. No. So you said Eddie. Who did you say? You said Sean.
I'm gonna
Kemp?
go. You know what? I'm gonna go with LeBron James.
Okay, LeBron James. All right.
Yep.
But he does. Okay. Well, I'll
No,
come back
I'm,
to
I'm,
LeBron
I'm,
James.
I'm
No,
with-
because
But no, I'm with that. I'm not.
That's funny.
Look,
But
'cause
he-
you-
no, it's different because nowadays these guys they're multi-talented, right? So they could play point guard,
Okay,
they
so-
could play power forward, right? I mean, LeBron James, he's up there. I'm not diminishing. He's up there.
of course. Yeah.
He's
And
up
he's
there.
been there from
Wow.
day one of the 17 years. Think about 17 years ago.
Dude,
That's different. He played what? 2003.
he's been maintaining his physical
And then
level
some, yeah,
all the way up
yeah.
there.
Mhm.
The way
Alright,
he's
all
dunking
right.
today, he's dunking the same way he was dunking when he came in at
Yeah,
18.
it's crazy.
Ridiculous.
All right.
He's
All right, I'm sorry. Manny,
Dennis
you're yawning.
Rodman.
Let's go.
Sorry.
Dennis Rodman. I wouldn't
if
put
you
him up
say he's not, then something wrong with you.
You said Dennis Rodman?
Dennis Rodman, one of the best power forwards.
there. But is he the best one in your mind?
He wasn't productive in points.
Is he the best one?
How many rings do we have?
I get it, but he's averaging what?
But he was playing with Jordan
15,
because
10,
of Jordan.
15 points a game. Now, rebounding
Hold on.
defense.
What
defense,
about when he was playing with
absolutely.
the? What about when he was playing with the Pistons?
Yes, bad boys, absolutely. They got him.
He got a
right?
ring with the Pistons.
But yeah, he got two.
Well, yeah,
He
Isaiah
got a ring with the
Thomas,
Pistons.
two.
He got 2 rings with the Pistons.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there was the bad boys, right? It wasn't just Rodman, right?
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but his
but
position,
you,
right?
but you
can't-
said you
No,
said position.
right.
That's true.
The best. Okay, if that's you, if that's who you're gonna put.
Dude,
So
you,
would we
you,
say
you
that for the
can't-
question of the best trio?
but you can't let me. But you said we can't go back past the 90s. So you said we can't go into the 60s. So we gotta come. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So we
90s,
have to
90s,
work. We gotta
90s to
work with
today.
what we have. So
Okay, so you want to stick with Crazy Rodman? Go ahead.
fuck yeah, I used to have a Robin jersey, and I went and got some of his Nikes. I used to ball out of control, get hella rebounds. I wouldn't throw my jersey in the stand because that was the only one I had. So
Damn, I've yet to see you come and play because I'm still waiting for you to show up to the game. I'm still
What?
waiting for you.
Oh,
Manny, tell us guy.
I'm still waiting for you to
he-
show
Chuck
up
got
to the
game.
game.
Chuck got
Boss.
game. Chuck got game.
He just didn't show up to my basketball game last year. I don't know. I don't know
Or the
what
one, or the
happened. Or the one
games.
before. I know.
Mhm.
Which one?
You see a pattern here, Chuck?
Thank you.
Nah,
Let's
Chuck
move it
got
on.
game.
But
Let's
look,
move it on.
But we
Let's move it
played
on.
at the Y. We played at the Y.
We did, and he played good.
Yeah, he did. He played pretty good.
We played full
He
court.
did play good.
Eddie was
played
huffing and
full-
puffing, and I was.
Like we all was
I-
huffing.
I was huffing and puffing. I had to take time out like 3 times.
I guess that's when
Like
that's when
literally
the
game
African
over.
was
Me
not
and you both,
invited
Eddie.
at Hawaii.
Like, yo, I'm done. All right, thanks. Bye.
Man,
You got
let's
water?
do-
I got.
We need to do that again.
Okay, let's move on. Let's move on.
All right, sorry.
We're deviating. So Manny, who's your power forward that you would put out there?
Man, I said before, I like
Man,
I like Rasheed
Oh, he was-
Wallace.
he
I
was
like
good.
Chris Webber. Even though I love to hate him, Alonzo Mourning was a pretty big,
Oh,
strong
Alonzo.
force.
yeah.
He was a big.
Didn't he play center? Alonzo was a center,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he was a center.
Was he a
For
center? Oh, he was a
Miami, right?
center.
Well,
Yeah.
But I think
he
they
played
switched
for
him every now
Miami.
and then.
Yeah, he played double, but
Right, he did.
but I don't know who took his. Yeah.
Yeah, but those guys. Now this kid Anthony Davis is pretty good, man. I like him.
Yeah, he's pretty
You know,
good, man.
he's hitting threes and shit.
He's a different level.
Versatile, man, all around. It's a different time right now. But
Wow. How many Knicks fans we have on this panel? We got 2, right? Nobody say grandmama?
Nah,
I was
because he
gonna
was
say,
already
Larry
washed up.
Johnson. Larry Johnson.
He was already washed up by the time it came to. He was grandmama already.
All right.
Hold on.
Before he used to
Hold
be the
on.
grandson. Now he came to us. He was grandmama.
Hold on. Charles Oakley.
Oh, Charles Oakley.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big. Yeah, you know what?
Charles
That's why
was
you got to
tough.
research these things. You're right.
Charles
was tough.
Oakley.
But he can't go back. He can't go back to the Garden though.
So what? That's how you know he a beast.
Yeah, Charles Oakley. Yo, that whole Knicks squad back in the days was that squad,
The
man.
force to be reckoned
That's
with.
what I'm telling you, man. They all played that game, man.
The Heartbreakers.
I don't know if Anthony Davis would be able to hang with that level of
No.
contact.
Nope.
Because those guys, you couldn't
most
deal with
LeBron
you couldn't
couldn't
deal with an
either.
Oakley. He wouldn't deal with an
LeBron
Oakley.
couldn't either. LeBron would be crying. all
LeBron
the way
couldn't
home.
either. Yeah, you're
Guess
right.
what? This beast. Anthony Mason.
Rest in peace.
Mm,
Rest in peace.
mm. Yes,
That was
rest
a
in peace.
big loss.
That dude.
That was a big loss too. He was the one that used to come with the haircut. Remember with the little lines and all that?
Eddie.
Looking sharp.
Mm-hmm.
AC Green.
AC, come on, man.
Yeah, he was nice. AC Green. I like AC
We
Green.
said 90s. We said 90s. Come on.
But
He was
he
in
was.
the end. He was in the end. He was in his end of his career.
Listen.
You're gonna bring James Worthy now? Come on.
No. Okay. Robert Ory.
Robert
he got
Horry.
about 7 rings, right? That guy is
he's
clutch.
bad. He's bad.
Robbie was
He's
clutch,
bad. He's
man.
clutch.
He
He's
would hit
clutch.
this.
He's clutch.
That guy was nasty, man.
All right, let's keep it going. I like the energy. All right, so small forward. A la Penny Hardaway. Even though he played a 2 guard, he played
Penny
2,
was
right?
nice. Yeah, he played a
That
2
was
guard.
nice. Yeah.
He played 2. Small forward. Who would be like a nice small forward?
Small forward. Let's see. It's like Eddie said, so many. You got to actually.
BJ Armstrong. He was point guard.
Oh, BJ
small
Armstrong.
forward.
Yeah, he played. He played with Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was nice.
Come on, fellas.
I'm gonna give you a list.
Come
right
on,
now.
fellas.
I'm gonna give you a list.
Leonard, Kawhi.
Once you said Charles Oakley, I was like, yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, how about
Come on.
Oh, look at the trio right there.
All right, let's go. Grant Hill. He's a small forward.
Grant
Yeah, he
Hill.
was good.
Oh. They have Grant Hill. Artest. How about Ron Artest?
Artest. That bum.
He was a beast. Oh, my man, Jackson. What's his name? For the Knicks.
Who? Jackson.
Jackson. What's his name?
He's a commentator now, right?
Steve
Oh,
Kerr.
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson.
Steve Kerr.
He was good. He was a small forward.
Steve Kerr was nice, yo.
Come on, Ray, say something. Come on. How many rings you
He
got?
wouldn't be mine.
I'm just saying. He got that shot off because of Jordan. Then he went to the Spurs and he got a couple of rings. And he's a hell of a coach. He's a hell of a coach.
Charles
Hell
Barkley.
of a coach.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
we can't.
Charles Barkley.
Barkley.
Yep. I
Charles
say
Barkley.
you can't rob Steve Kerr of nothing.
He was nasty.
He did as a player.
He came through when he was
He
supposed to.
did as a player, and he
Yeah.
did as a coach.
Uh-huh.
All right. So, all right, fine. Now let's go. Let's get to the meat.
Come
let's get
on,
to
Ray,
the
come
meat.
on.
No. Let's get to the meat of this conversation, right?
Yes.
Which is around LeBron, Jordan, Kobe. All right.
Yep.
Let's have this conversation now, right?
Yep.
Actually, I just saw a shirt from Champion where LeBron was holding, and they had Jordan in the middle, and it was hugging both LeBron and Kobe on the side. Right.
Oh, yeah, I seen that. That's a nice shirt.
All right. Like, who would you pick? Who would you pick? Right? You had one choice and you can't go back. You can't change your decision, right? But it comes down to that last position on your team.
Wow.
Would you pick Jordan? Would you pick Kobe? Or would you pick LeBron?
Oh,
I'm gonna start with I'm gonna start with you, Chuck.
Whoa,
When?
give
You
us,
gotta say
give,
when.
yeah,
Are we
you
talking
gotta
about
say when.
today's times?
Yeah,
In their
Back in
prime,
the 90s?
in each of their primes, in each of their
Oh,
primes.
well, it's easy.
Okay.
in their primes.
In each of their primes.
It's no brainer.
All right. So if it's no brainer, go ahead, Manny.
Yeah, Jordan, man. Come
me
on,
too.
everybody
Yeah,
knows.
Jordan by
He's the
far.
GOAT, man. Come on, that guy
He's
was
the GOAT, dude.
unstoppable.
He's
And he
different.
did it. Hold on, let me I get excited real quick. Let me breathe.
That's what she
Jordan
said.
is from another planet. Jordan will come, his talents, they were way ahead of everybody else's times. When you were like, let me step up my game because I really want to score 40, Jordan was like, no, I'm gonna score 70 and we're all gonna score two, and you guys gonna score. His game level was another level because number one, he was a monster, but he made you better than what you are. That's a different animal altogether. Not only am I gonna be responsible for the last shot, but I'm gonna make sure Eddie, Chuck, and Ray are the best that they are when they're with me.
But I
That to
think
me, hold on, Chuck. I'm not
but I
finished,
think the
please.
question is posed wrong with these three dudes. Maybe it's posed wrong.
No.
I think it's
Once you put Jordan in that question, you
yeah,
gotta
but
pick him.
No. But let me. So in all fairness to Ray, I don't think it's post wrong, Chuck. I think, and that's why I said when, right?
Ever today, yesterday, the next day, the day before.
So
Jordan.
okay, and that's how I feel, Eddie.
Even today.
But people say, okay, the argument between LeBron and Jordan, right? LeBron in Jordan's times would not be as productive as he is today because it was more of a contact sport back in the days. It was more physical. It was more, and you couldn't bitch up. Nobody was going to listen to you.
Whiny boy Braun. Yeah,
You can't. You couldn't.
But will Jordan still be Jordan in LeBron's days today?
He
100%.
would because he
And
was
then
still
some.
physical,
Right,
and
and
then he would you know he
Yeah.
give
You
you
can
that
take him to a
elbow.
different time zone, and he's
Yeah.
still gonna be that dude. Yeah.
He'd still be because
Jordan was a different animal because he demanded more out of you as a person. Everybody talks about his skills and his numbers. Awesome, unchallenged, unquestioned. But if you watch his movies, his films, watch how he made Pippen be Pippen, Kirk be Kirk. Everybody had, even Rodman. Rodman knew all he had to do was grab the rebound. That's all you had to do. Just stay in your lane. And in life, if you were to be the best that you are in what you do, and you're surrounded with the right people, you are untouchable, man.
See, the other thing too is like,
Come on.
these guys
on.
knew, when they were going to Detroit, they knew what to expect. They knew that they were going to be hacked crazy and everything else, and they prepared mentally for that.
Yeah.
Right.
that's basketball.
I don't see that same level of rivalry and intensity, right? Like nowadays, again, if there's some kind of like rivalry or intense, it's more on social media, or I make more money than you, or I got a shoe contract. It's not all about, okay, let's put everything on the floor and really see how to get there. Because to your point, Manny, I agree. I totally first of all, I totally agree. Jordan is, for me, would be
The GOAT.
the GOAT. Then I'll put Kobe, then LeBron, right? Because
me too. I would do the
because
same way.
Kobe, one thing that Kobe did is he really truly wanted to emulate everything, right, on the court, and also develop a little bit of his own style and mentality. And and then there is that whole Black Mamba mentality.
And he
And to
did
your
that.
point, Charlie, like there's Black Mamba and there's Whiny Brony, right? Oh,
Whiny boy Braun.
yeah. But like there's even a video on YouTube where there's a comparison between Jordan and Kobe and the moves that they did. Very similar, freakishly similar, right?
I don't believe you.
But yeah, but like the back in the days, you know what? Like when the Pacers went to the Knicks, you knew that was a game. You're like, let me get the popcorn. That's the game.
Yeah, man.
Miller against Starks.
Oh, Reggie Miller's another one. Oh,
right?
Yes.
Right?
He used to torch everybody. Dude,
Oh,
even John Starks, man, he was a beast too.
Yeah, he was.
dude.
Oh, John Starks. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude, man, he's
That's the
still
best
a
dunk
baller.
I've ever
Thank
seen.
you, Charlie.
Oh man, okay. I'm glad you brought that up, Edio.
The
Okay,
dunk.
so
The
let's
dunk.
talk.
Boom.
Wait, Ray, before you say that, let me just point out something real quick.
that was a
Let me-
lucky one. That was a lucky.
Lucky?
That was a
Wait.
lucky.
Let me point.
Lucky?
Eddie, hold on. We're gonna go.
No, it
So
wasn't lucky.
It was
So
a
I-
spectacular dunk.
You don't get lucky on Jordan and
I
Pippen.
don't
Yeah.
think that he was like, okay, you know what, this is the move I'm going to do. He just went in there, he saw opening and boom.
But that's that
oh, yeah,
genius
that's not luck.
mentality.
That's aggression.
That's
There
that
was no
genius
defense.
mentality
That's
to
the
do a
Black
move to the
Mamba
point where he has that
mentality.
much space
There was no
to
defense.
dunk it on these two
There was lack
elite
of defense.
players.
There was
Who?
Wait,
lack of
guys,
defense.
two things,
Lack
real
of
quick.
defense.
You said lack of defense.
Wait, guys.
Lack of defense.
Chunks,
Who? Jordan and
dunked on-
Pippen?
Yeah,
Hold on,
yeah,
hold
lack
on.
of defense.
All right, so in today's times, guys,
They sneezed. They sneezed.
in today's times, right?
Shoot.
The game has shifted from full on contact to an offensive game. Everything is threes, everything is breaking legs, and everything is like, how much can I score? Back in the days, people actually played defense hardcore.
They
That's
did.
why you have all those collisions and all that rivalry, like Ray was saying. Now it's shifted towards offense, and you really, it's a different game. Let me read. Let me just read something real quick. The Black Mamba mentality is about obsession.
Mhm.
It is about prioritizing your professional goals over having normal life balance. It's about playing without fear, mastering your craft, and wanting not only to win, but to dominate. It's Brian's airballing all those threes against Utah in the playoffs, then working on his shot all night in a high school gym.
Wow.
This guy will go see, everybody sees the highlights, but they don't see the thousands of shots that he would take behind the scenes. And that's really what makes you as a person, man. Practice.
So, and to that point, Manny, who do
Larry
you
Bird
think-
has a story like that too.
Right. Yep.
Okay, so to your point, nowadays, and again, nothing against nowadays players, right?
No, all good.
They're very skilled, and they are there because they have a talent, and
Sure.
they've been recognized for that, right? But which player, and I want to go to my next question. Which player today you think would have that mentality, who wants to go there and just dominate the game, right? I think, like, for example, like if you hear, like, oh, again, I'm just like
So
like
good, man. Go ahead.
like they would say like, oh, like Westbrook like went off for like 40, like had 46 seconds, 46
He's a
points.
nut. He's a nut.
I don't think that he went in there looking to dominate as Jordan or Kobe would be like, you know what, today's my, just give me the ball, I'm gonna take you over.
Okay.
Today they would be like, you know what, this guy is hot, give him the ball. He's hot, give him the ball. And they got the talent for that, right? And I think today is like, if somebody's hot, just give him the ball. If Harden is hot, give him the ball.
But that's not fair.
I don't know if Harden goes in there and says, you know what, today I'm a dominant, like he had the mentality of a Kobe over Jordan.
Well,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
In my
Well,
opinion.
but he does it because right now, I mean, between Kevin Durant, Kyrie when he's healthy, I mean, I'm quite sure that there'll be some discussions like on the sideline. Well, listen, nigga, pass the ball. You ain't the only superstar on this book on that shit. Pass the ball, nigga. Like, sorry, it's just.
But do you think that Kyrie Irving has that mentality that say, you know what, this is my game, I want to dominate, like completely dominate?
He can, but he still also have to remember that he still has team members.
Yeah, and that's what makes them better, Ray. That's what makes them special, because I think everybody playing at that level, at that intensity, even in today's game, you have to have that mentality to score 30, 40 and have a great game. We're used to the 60s, 70s, 80s from Jordan and freaking from Jordan and Kobe and LeBron. I don't know how much was the most he scored, but we get used to that level, and it's like it's normal sometimes,
Well,
Guys, allow me to say one thing before we continue, because I do want to say this about Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan, I'm not even calling him a player. I'm going to call him an individual who has his own adjective when people are described as the top of whatever they're doing.
Wow.
When they say you're the Jordan of something, that means you're the elitist. if that's a word.
Elite.
That means that you are an
So-
elite player.
So that's why my girl keeps calling me Jordan.
You're the Jordan of what? Tarantaya.
Say it
All
on
right.
the podcast, but
No, but
Okay.
think about it. That's a whole different level of just expertise, man. You're the
So let me
Jordan
ask you
of
this
something.
question. So let me ask you this question, right? If
And he
Clay
played
Thompson, if Clay Thompson goes off and drops 50 points in a game, right? It was dominant for sure.
Right.
But would you classify that dominance the same as a Kobe Bryant dominance or
No.
and a Jordan?
No,
Why
because
not?
Yeah, that game, yes. That game, yes.
right.
What?
That game, yes. They people, even Tatum goes in there killing it. Like, think about it. These people come in, and there's certain people that are go-to people in the game. First of all, Jordan comes in.
Dude, a few weeks ago,
But the
Simmons-
mentality, my point is
dude, a few weeks
the
ago,
approach, the preparation.
Steph hit 64 about 3 weeks ago.
Listen,
It's the same as Kobe
listen,
hitting
listen,
81.
listen,
Right,
listen
so-
to what I'm
right,
saying.
so
listen
right.
to
That
what I'm
same
saying.
mentality was still there, but
No,
Kobe
no.
just had
I think it's
that.
different. I think
What's
it's
the
had
different.
question?
that-
What's the question? Because
I think it's
the
different.
intensity.
Yes, I think the mindset is at the start of the game for Jordan and Kobe versus the start of the game of a Clay and
So is it the numbers
Steph
that we're looking? So
is different.
Is
It's
it
different.
Is it the numbers
Wait a
that we're
minute.
looking at, or is it
Ray, I don't think it's the game. I think it's the career.
Yeah, right.
It's the
Yeah, right.
person's character.
No, and you got to think about it. You got to look. There's role players, right? Because you can say, you know what? Look at Dennis Rodman.
Right.
Yeah, he came
Right.
in there dominating the backboards.
Right.
He came in there getting second
Yeah,
opportunities.
but again,
not like
but,
anybody else, but that was his
I'm-
role. So you get a person who's making big bucks,
Right.
right? You've earned this. You've
You-
earned this position as you're the go-to person. You've ended
So there you go.
games with the
You're
last
answering
shot.
my question. You're
So then
answering
you're
my
getting,
question.
you're becoming this character,
You're
and you're
answering my
becoming this person.
question.
And I don't think everybody's of the same caliber. You're totally right. But there are
That's my
certain
point.
people that.
So
But
that's what I'm saying.
this is why the Nets right now they're doing pretty good, but there might be a little situation because you got these three big heads that were leaders on their own. But who's gonna take that last shot? They're all
The
those
chemistry
people.
has a fit.
Any one of those players are those people, you know. But I think it depends
Listen,
on who and
They
how.
call
And-
they
and-
call
and that- and
listen.
that's the
They call
gift.
Kobe a ball hog, but guess what? He got 5 rings,
But guess what?
and he
Jordan
got
too.
mad respect, and he got his ethics and everything else. Right at the end of the day,
Can I-
he
can I-
knew
can I break that-
he
can I
knew when
break
to
that
kick
down,
in.
though?
Yeah,
Can I
yes,
break
sir.
that down? I call 2 people ball hogs, right? Ball hog Westbrook, right? Because he's a ball hog. And then you go James Harden, he's a ball hog. You can't group them and with Kobe to say he's a ball hog. Kobe got 5 rings. These dudes ain't got no rings.
But he
Right?
got 5 rings because he got achievements, right? To Eddie's point, when
These
when
dudes got
Harden
achievements.
listen when Harden has like 60 points, right? At the end of the day, you're going to be how many
That's
rings
what
do you
I'm
have?
saying. Is
How many
it
how many
the
rings do you
number?
have?
Is it the number?
How many rings do you have? Right? What's
But is
what's
it
the
the
one
number?
thing? What is
But
the
are we
one
doing
thing?
points? Are we doing points? Or are we doing you like?
If
or
you
like
have
said, we
if
doing
you have
achievements?
Shaq, Kenny, all these guys, right? Charles Barkley's up there. He's one of the greats, but what is the one thing that he doesn't have? He doesn't have
He ain't got a
ring.
ring. But that's what I'm saying. It's
Right.
like, are we doing points? Or are we
But
doing
you got to look at the
achievements?
people that he was around. You know,
So
what I'm saying?
guys,
You got to look at the
here's
help,
here's my
the
argument. right?
coaching, the administration. Think about it.
Give me a second, guys. This is my
Yo,
point, right?
he
Hold on,
he
hold on,
was in
Ray,
the
hold on,
finals
one
with
second.
Jordan, right?
Hold on.
When he was
So
in the Suns.
So this is why I say you got to look at the big picture, right?
Mm.
The individual, besides their points, it's the chemistry. You can have 5 all-stars, doesn't mean anything if if you don't fall in your place, right? If you don't
totally agree
understand
with
your
you.
role in the team, you're not going to go anywhere. That's why I say I give props to Jordan, not because everybody's jumping, everybody, oh, Jordan the points, but because he knew how to dictate everybody's position. Your job is to do this. My job is to do that. And you don't argue it. Once you start challenging the boss, but I want to score too. Okay, are you going to take the last shot when you got to make it? right?
And make it.
Prime example,
And make it.
Keyshawn Johnson
And
throwing me
make
the
If
damn
you're
ball.
gonna do that,
All
if you're
right,
gonna do that,
all right.
I'm gonna step
We ain't
away.
gonna
I'm
bring
gonna step
Keyshawn
back.
in here.
If you're gonna take the last shot and make it, I'm gonna take a step back. In the meantime, if you're not gonna take the last shot and make it, then shut up and make that 3 in the corner.
Okay,
Or
so
Robin, or Robin,
but
get
I
that
think
rebound.
I think we got
hold on.
We got off
Or
topic. We
Robin,
got off topic.
get that rebound. Or
I'm
Kurt, hit
gonna
that
bring it
3.
back, Chuck. I'm gonna bring it back.
Right?
I think we
I'm
got
gonna
off
bring it
topic.
back and close it up.
Come on now.
Yeah.
You
All
gotta
right.
see
All
the
right.
big picture.
You know what?
It's
But
not just
even
one person.
even like a Dirk Nowitzki, he was a person that had that oomph. Like, you know what I'm saying? He carried that team based on who was around him. Think about that. So there's certain people that had different roles. Like right now on this cast, if we were basketball players, we would know each other's roles, and there might be a person like I would probably pass the ball to Chuck because he has that 3-pointer from the side, and you do these plays. Remember, it's not just
I've
what
yet
they
to
do. It's
see
not
it,
it's not
though.
it's not a
I've
fun
yet
game.
to see it.
Eddie O, the point guard. Look,
Eddie
Ray
O, the
talk-
point guard.
Look, Eddie O, look,
Man,
Ray
Eddie O
talking
would be
bullshit.
asthma pump on the side. Talking about, yo, Chuck, shoot it.
All right.
Shoot it.
Check this out. All right. Listen.
Shoot it, Chuck. Shoot it.
Let's. I'm gonna bring it in. I'm gonna close it up. Right. So this was a great conversation, and I want to end on this. Right.
Definitely.
We started with Kobe. I want to end with Kobe. Right.
Yes.
But there was a general question that you wanted to ask, though. There was
No, we
Yeah,
did. We
you
did.
asked
No,
it.
we went through it. We went through it.
Mhm.
So,
Certainly fun.
so Manny, your goat is Jordan. I think Eddie, you said your goat was also Jordan.
Mhm.
Charlie, who's your goat? I want to close it up. Who's your goat?
but it has to be Jordan because there's no one. Dude, it's a no
Jordan's
brainer.
the Jordan.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine
You heard it
too.
here
Mine
first.
too.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
But-
It's
And
it's a no-brainer.
and close second for me will be Kobe Bryant
Oh,
for
no,
sure.
no doubt, no
For sure.
no
The
doubt.
beast.
man.
For sure.
What he stood
Um,
for and everything.
Jordan is the Jordan of basketball, as Bob Marley is the
but-
singer of. You see what I'm saying? There's certain
The-
people
the-
that have this
the-
caliber.
Absolutely.
Like who's in competition with Bob Marley? No one.
No
like, for
one to
years
bomb a
for like
cloud.
ever, dude.
Yeah, man.
It's
yeah,
it's
man.
like
yeah.
it's just different. It's just a different.
All right, this
I'm
was a
a-
very, very fun topic. I know there's a lot more we could keep going. We could keep
Oh,
having this
man.
conversation, Jordan, but I just wanted to bring this up because obviously, we're celebrating, unfortunately, the sad, tragic news that happened to, the great late Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna and all the other people that kind of perished in that accident. So, so we dedicate this episode to that, and everybody would like to join in this conversation. Please, you're more than welcome to tell us who your goat is. Jordan. And keep the flow. All right, this was a great show. Thank you all. Chuck, thank you, even though you were absolutely wrong, but thank you.
Guys, and just before we wrap up, I want to just say that Kobe Bryant, I want you to rest in peace. Your princess, rest in peace. And I'm always going to be respectful of that mentality because I think we should all strive to be our best, live our fullest life. And when you do something, do it with intent and do it to your best of your ability, right? We're
Well
not
said.
perfect, but let's do the best we can in everything we do, right? I'll leave it
Well
at that.
said. Well said.
Well said.
Kobe Bryant, rest in peace.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.